Oh my gosh, I have my own note. I have wine! Oh, yes. Hey guys, and welcome back to Elley Knows Rocks. I am standing at the Grand River Vineyard. That's right. We're going to talk to their head winemaker today about what makes this vintage so great. There's many varietals here, and the minerals in the soil is something that they pride themselves on for making the grapes so great. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure. Well, let's go see what we find.
Okay, actually, I missed the main welcome to Colorado sign because I couldn't get my phone turned on quick enough to record. Sorry about the bugs everywhere. But look at the scenery change almost instantly. We are headed into Colorado wine country. We are going to Palisade. We are going to stay. I don't know why I'm talking about this in the third person. I am here. Goodness sake. I am slightly distracted though because of things outside. Colorado changed just a tad. Anyways, so I am going to be staying at the Wine Country Inn.
After getting turned around and missing my turn for the Wine Country Inn, of which I found out they're putting a new sign up for, I got here.
Wow.
I already felt like this was just the place for me.
Oh my goodness, my hair is a mess right now. I am in a villa area. The room number is 1204. I just walked up the stairs and the room's right here, so this is exciting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is beautiful so far. We have a bathroom. Hi, I can totally use a shower. I should be filming this tomorrow when I look not so shabby, but maybe we won't focus on me. This is the room. We got a mini fridge, keys down. Look at this. Oh, there's even wine. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, I have my own note. Look at that. I have wine. Awesome. Oh man. Jean, Greg, this is phenomenal. Oh, yes. Yeah, right. Tonight, that's just score. Look at this. This is a fantastic suite. Holy crap. Okay, yes, we love us some really soft sheets. And they're soft pillows. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna sleep so well tonight. I won't be freezing cold. We're gonna open up some of that wine. That's my window. And then this is the main hotel, and there's more grapes right here. Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
I'm a big fan for the attention to detail, and I love good usable bath products in the bathroom. Plus, I haven't taken a shower in 2 days.
This is cool. Okay, so red, especially it's like cab. Red's my favorite. Cabernets especially are my fave. But tonight I am having fish, so I am going to open the Sauvignon Blanc. Ooh. I am a little shaky because I haven't eaten, but I believe that, a shower beer, so to speak, or a shower glass of wine is absolutely necessary. Did not do that very well, did I? Look at the cork. Look how cute that is. Grand River Vineyards. Here we go. Mmm. It's like super bright. Mmm. This is awesome.
Quick recap on the shower, because I'm sure you all are dying to know. It's real stone. That's right. It's beautiful, beautiful granite. That makes me excited. This is the perfect open space. Look at the vineyard out there. It's nice and sunny. I was able to do some work this morning with an awesome view. Waking up here in the morning was definitely worth making the drive yesterday. I feel so blessed to be invited to such a beautiful area. I'm super excited about this combination of geology and grapes. Now I'm about to go meet up with Jean, the owner, to talk about how the geology influences the grapes.
Let's go find out and see where the day takes us.
In case you couldn't tell, I was very impressed with the entire facility. They really put a lot of detail into all of the elements. How awesome is this place? So much luxury in the details. And it had an at-home smell. It didn't have that funky hotel smell that we all know, right? If you've been traveling. This had just a rustic home smell. The dining area looked really beautiful. The lobby was cozy. And the whole ambiance was extremely inviting. And I made myself comfortable while I waited.
Here with Jean. She is the one that owns this lovely inn, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the minerals that make the grapes really great, that make the produce really great, and why we have people coming back to this area, specifically to this inn, to enjoy it.
Well, we just are extremely fortunate with our geology here. The thing that makes our terroir so good for the grapes and likewise for all the fruit crops, especially the peaches. Palisade peaches are known the world over, and they're very much in demand. We've just closed down this year's harvest, and there might be a few late peaches, and they are really worth looking for if you can get any before you leave. The mineral bed here is so unique. This at one time was an inland sea, and so deposits were left from other ages. And then also the Colorado River runs through here too.
I passed it.
Yeah,
it's down that way.
And the ancient Colorado River, that ancient river, also brought in a lot of minerals that were deposited along the banks. And at one point it was a much larger river than it is now, and you can kind of see that when you go through the canyon at Glenwood. You can kind of see the different geologic ages. It's a fascinating trip if you know geology or you know someone who does. Like he took us on a little geology road trip years and years ago, and I can't begin to remember all the information he gave us, but basically the mountains are the result of shifting plates and upthrust, and so you see some very weird formations in the canyon. It looked like somebody took a mountain and turned it sideways.
Yeah.
But anyway, all of that is just to illustrate that we have a lot of good luck with our minerals. Years of back-to-back freezes that killed our buds. So last year, just about every winery was having to bring in grapes from Washington, mainly Washington, because most of the grapes that do well in Washington State do well here. Find that out for you.
Okay.
We'll Google that real quick.
What's the elevation?
But what I was going to say about the grapes that we had to bring in last year, they were the same varietals that we have here. And most of our original stock here came from, like I said, the Pacific Northwest. But when we made our wine from the grapes and the juice that we brought in, there was just something that wasn't quite the same. We feel that the minerality of the soil here really adds to the quality of the wine. Get around to visiting with our winemaker, Reiner, later today. He can fill you in on how these minerals affect the grapes and other crops.
What a lovely interview with Jean. She is so knowledgeable and quite the badass for being intuitive and proactive the way that she's been. That is fantastic. We are headed over to the vineyard right now to go have a personalized tour, do some tasting, and then have some lunch. And we are going to have a tour with Dan. No, not my Dan. Here we are at the Grand River Vineyard. We are going to go find our way in and have a chat. I always feel like when you're walking into a great vineyard that's taken time to create an ambiance, you're walking into a Tuscan village. And this vineyard is like no other. The Grand River Winery has taken its time to preserve an aesthetic and a tradition. And they show that within every detail, including their wine list, which I can't believe these are their sampling wines. And we're gonna go first taste them out of the barrel. I am taking my stride to this vineyard in a humble approach. I am looking at this from the geological aspect of what makes these grapes good. The Grand River has been reviewed by a number of people, and I'm hoping mine is just going to put a different twist on how great they are. Now let's get to the tasting.
This is what we have in progress.
Awesome.
These barrels back here, we have our reserve wines in at the moment, and these are going to contain our upcoming reserves. We used to have a giant selection when we first took over last summer. This entire wall was barrels. We had like 140 or so. Most of those barrels were not serviceable anymore. So we had like 150, I think, something like that. We ended up selling them to the public for, I think, $75 each. What we're doing now, instead of using so many barrels, we're still using them for our reserves, but we use oak staves instead. You get a big bundle, there's like a dozen or so oak staves, a lot of couple of bundles. Then they will be tied to the bottom of the tank, and then when the tank fills with wine, they will float to about the center, and then the wine surrounds it and absorbs all that oak flavor. So not only is it a little more economical for us, we don't have oak barrels, it's better for the environment. You're using a lot less wood.
Yes.
And these days, France has a lot of control over how much oak can be sent out. It's a blend of American, Hungarian, and French oaks. So we use a blend of those. He's like, you are a new person, I must have attention.
So it does everything.
Oh yeah, so
wow.
You put empty bottles in here.
Yes.
And then they feed through to here, and then they go onto each little platform, and they're filled with wine, and then they come over here and they get corked, so the cork goes in, and then the little capsule goes on, and then they spin here and the label goes on, and then they come out here where we put them in a box. And
Fantastic.
Well, no, it's just like in Germany, in some areas, it's a traditional thing. You first sip you get out of the tank, you just throw it away. What did the winemaker?
Oh, that's fantastic.
That was always taught, yeah. And also the last sip in the glass when you do tasting in the style. So. This is actually from fruit from Washington, unfortunately, since we didn't have any grapes to last.
Oh, that's what Jane was talking to me about your guys' freeze. Like,
So this is the last of our Washington only grapes.
Yes.
Wines, yeah.
All of it this year, well, except for two varieties. It's actually most of it our own vineyard. We only get two varieties from Washington this year, which is a Chardonnay and a Riesling. So, unfortunately.
This is awesome.
So, you like it?
Mm-hmm.
If the boss likes it, it's important.
As long as the boss
Easy
likes
to
it.
taste.
That's fantastic.
Sauvignon?
These are my favorites.
Oh, the reds?
Cab Sauvs, yeah.
Oh, kept on.
Okay. So, sure.
It's good.
Day or two, I start adding the yeast to it to start the fermentation. What do you like? Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon? Probably Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah.
Tasting the Cabernet Sauvignon from the barrel.
Wine them from the tank. That's much richer,
Oh, yeah.
much fuller.
Wow, the bite on that.
It's totally different.
Completely.
No, it's the same wine. And this
That's
one,
amazing though.
they're not new barrels, they're one-time used. I don't like new barrels because they can be very punchy.
This has just started to ferment. Did you hear the hissing? Now we're gonna taste it.
I didn't mean it. It's like the last in line, kind of, you know, he gets the leftover.
You get leftovers. This is sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
man,
It's just
yeah.
not fermenting.
Now that we've tasted it from the barrel, let's taste it after it's completely finished and bottled to compare the differences.
2021, and we often use this in blends, but this is a particularly.
Oh, I'm the same.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah.
After like tasting stuff out there, tasting
Yeah.
bottled, like
Mhm.
I do want to try them or those.
Something that's in a bottle already. Now that you've tasted it out.
Now that yes,
Yeah,
because it,
absolutely.
you know, the difference in between that, at least to me,
Mhm.
is pretty awesome.
And if someone doesn't like something, we're never offended. We just go, okay, it wasn't for you. Let's try a different one. Maybe this one will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if someone was to give you a tomato,
Yeah, exactly.
you would just go, oh yes.
Exactly. Yes.
I want to try the rose, just because we
Yeah.
tried that giant.
And that was
vat
one
there.
that I was drinking exclusively for months. When we first bottled it, that was my go-to. For this, it was the Riesling. We had a sweet Riesling.
I mean, I know it's clear now instead of it being cloudy, but
Yeah.
wow, it's much. It was sweeter.
Yeah.
It did. Like why?
But quite a bit. Yeah, and it's amazing how they change over time.
Yeah.
This is awesome. We just had an absolute wonderful lunch. It was fantastic. The sandwiches, talking with Richard and Jean and Dan and our winemaker. And we are going to go out to the vineyard and talk about the minerals in the soil and what makes these grapes so special.
Oh, I'm Rainer. Rainer Thoma from Germany. Is that good?
Yeah. The head winemaker, the doctor, the good cleaning lady.
That was it. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much, you know, we do a lot of cleaning.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about the soil and the dirt and what these grapes strive for, what the vines do in order to kind of get some of the minerals and why these minerals here are so special.
All trace elements, magnesium, calcium. They get also this a lot, of course, for the irrigation water. You know,
Yeah,
from the
from
mountains.
where you're getting it. So
Correct.
is it coming from the mountains then?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that comes right from the mountains to the Colorado River.
Okay, so yeah, it's full of
Full
minerals.
of minerals.
They have to kind of struggle. They have to go deeper into the soil to get those minerals.
Well, they yes and no.
Mhm.
The deeper they penetrate, the more layers of soil and rock they penetrate.
Mhm.
So, you know, that could be zinc, boron, you know,
Yes.
whatever's down there, trace elements, which they take in, which are important also for the grape development. Zinc, for example, is very important. The
Zinc is?
structure, zinc, yeah.
Oh wow.
It's
Okay.
one of them. So all these, you know, molybdenum, these are all these trace elements which the vines need
Mhm.
in a certain amount, you know. The deeper they grow, the more they get. See, the soil, this is all what comes from here. You can really see that, you know, there's really itself, that soil, there's not much there, you know. It's really rocky, a lot of these fragments. Very, I mean, they I don't know what you call it in the scientific language, but they turn into dirt pretty quickly. They disintegrate.
That's very lightweight.
Yeah, very lightweight. So very porous, you know. But it's more the sand. And, you know, the soil itself, it's not very, you know,
Yeah, this is very
like
this
light.
top is very sandy. Yeah, very
Yeah.
lightweight.
you know. And you can go maybe a foot or two down, depending on the area, where you
Very sandy.
starting having some layers, you know, of
Mhm.
certain, and it probably depends. It's not everywhere the same. Well, potassium, for example, we have a high potassium load in our soil, which is not a very good thing.
Oh, okay.
Reason why high potassium could lead to a microbiological instability in wine. We really didn't have a crop the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So we had an accumulation of nutrients in the ground.
Mhm.
The vineyard ground got a rest, the soil got a rest, the plants got a rest a little
Yeah.
bit. The plant used very little nutrients.
Uh-huh.
The regular stuff, it's nitrogen.
Mhm.
Then we use phosphorus and little potassium.
Okay.
But you usually try to keep the potassium low.
Little trace elements.
Little trace elements.
So what would you say that, since you've been out here for a little bit, do you guys send your soil off to get tested?
I took soil samples before, but I'm really looking at the crop. What do I have? What do my wines? I'm walking the vineyard a lot. I take him. We'll walk Sundays evening. I'll walk through the vineyard. Take a look. How do my wines look?
Just look,
Do you have any signs of deficiencies? This is just nothing but regular fall colors now. What's coming out there, which we had hardly any problems here.
Okay.
Which is weird for me because I don't see really its typical iron signs, So I must have taken it from the ground somewhere.
So it is probably
Must be
deep
down
in there.
It must be somewhere, So we can try this Petit Verdot. Anyway, but yeah, a lot for me is looking at them. And if I see decolorations, which looks weird, or I see something strange, I have my books at home.
Yeah.
I take them home, see the pictures or online, or I ask, we have a research station here in town from CSU, Colorado University. And it's kind of funny, the main guy there is also from Germany, Horst.
That's fantastic.
Pretty tasty, right? That's what you saw crushed in there. Oh, thank you, good boy. 18 acres here.
18, okay.
18, yeah. And it's kind of funny. Here, the soil, I think the growth is a little better when I see it during the season than it is when you go this way.
Oh, really?
It's kind of funny. I don't know why. Maybe the soil is getting poorer, or there is some layers which block maybe the root development, in the ground.
Yeah.
So that's possible.
More sand, less soil.
Yeah, possibly. Sorry. Nice to meet you. It's just trash.
Trash. He's doing his job. It was awesome though to see all of this and your knowledge. It's spot on.
It's not that much, and I'm not bragging. I'm not, blowing
He's
through
not
you,
being
but
humble.
it's just like it's not that much.
But
it's something.
it's a lot though.
But it needs refreshing all the time.
And
Especially
that's
now with the
smart.
climate change. There's things changing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you gotta keep your eyes and ears open.
Honestly, the proof is in the pudding. The wine tasted amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, you let the wine make itself. You don't want to interfere so much,
Thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure. I know it was a little bit unconventional, but it's something that is near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love wine, and it's fascinating to know how much geology actually influences the grapes, isn't it? I'm blown away about how much the soil or the minerals in the soil from the water that's feeding the soil all influence how a varietal is going to taste. So thank you all so much for joining me on this adventure. I'll see you on the next one. I encourage each of you to check out this beautiful vineyard in Colorado. The links can be found in the description, and a full write-up will be coming out soon in the GPAA magazine. So these bluffs right behind us, these are home to a herd of wild horses. Isn't that amazing?